Hello and welcome. I fly X-Plane and make videos about my adventures and exploits. If you find them interesting or educational or helpful or any one of the three combined, then I would be grateful if you could subscribe and like the video. Hope you enjoy what I've put together. Our first overseas holiday after the COVID pandemic was a week in Iceland. We spent a happy time staying at a hotel in Reykjavik. Iceland has a savage beauty. In January it's dark for quite a lot of the time, but that doesn't mean that the place is dull and dour. In fact, Reykjavik is a beautiful, colourful place, as you can see from the photograph from our hotel window. It also has an airport, and I did observe the occasional short-haul airliner coming in almost sideways because of the wind, and I thought it would be nice to take the AP22 for a short flight at dusk and try out the emergency parachute feature which is present in the VSKYLABS model. Start our flight on the ground at Reykjavik, the engine running and the lights on, ready to go. And yes, I know, I forgot to put the taxi light on. We taxi and line up into the dying sun. And take off enjoying X-Plane's lighting effects, thanks in no small part to Blender's clever video editing features. It's a geeky detail, but I do notice that the nav lights are visible from straight ahead to 120 degrees back, as they're supposed to be. One of the things I like about flying after dark in X-Plane is the way that the car headlights play on the road as they drive along. I can't help noticing though in Reykjavik that there are no emergency vehicles, whereas if you were to fly over, I don't know, London or somewhere in Britain, you'd quite regularly see blue and red flashing lights whizzing along the motorways faster than the other vehicles. I'm not sure whether that's a deliberate decision or whether it's just an accident to the simulator. As we fly to the northeast of Reykjavik, we pass into and over a nature reserve whose name I can't pronounce, but which is on the screen. Having completed our short tour to the northeast, we then fly back to Reykjavik. In common with a lot of light sport aircraft these days, the Aeroprakt A22 is equipped with an emergency parachute which can be used in the event of the aircraft becoming unflyable whilst in the air. And VSKYLABS have modelled this in their simulation of the aircraft in X-Plane. The parachute is deployed using the same command that you would use to deploy the drag chute on a Phantom when it was landing or something. So you have to map that command to a key on the keyboard or to a button on your controls. You will notice when it comes to the actual demonstration of the parachute later in the video that some time has passed and it's considerably darker. This is because I was doing a load of experimentation with the chute, and unlike the real thing, it is possible to deploy the chute and then undeploy it and redeploy it, which I suppose is a function of the simulator, but not particularly realistic. But the rest of it is pretty good. So in preparation for using the parachute, I turn off the engine and get myself lined up on the main runway with the objective of landing just before the threshold on the parachute. You will see as I deploy the parachute that the airspeed drops to 0 immediately and the nose pitches up violently. Whilst it would definitely be preferable to the alternative, it still comes down with quite a thump when it lands. From this angle, I think it looks pretty realistic. There are two bits of slight weirdness in the simulation. The first is the way that the parachute just disappears when the aircraft lands. The second is the way that it just kind of appears when it deploys if you look too closely. So in summary, I think the parachute is a nice addition to an already quite good aircraft, um, albeit with a few weirdnesses around the edges. So that's it. The first video of 2024. Happy New Year to you all. If you enjoyed or found the video helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Thank you very much.